And I need to pop out the chat. Give me a second to move this around. And put on live chat. All right, well, we've got stuff working, kinda. Yeah, I don't have the thing reading text to me anymore, so that's kind of bumming me out. I want to get that fixed. There's just a lot of little things that aren't quite going my way. Oh, yay! Oh, and I'm really sorry that Home Slice did your name misspelled. He asked me how to spell it, and I was just like, I don't know. It's and I tried, and then I was like, well, wait, maybe I can look that up. He goes, too late. Yeah, that was pretty quick. Yeah, Mandy had me feeling really bad about it. Like, you know, like you had one job. All you had to do is get the name right. Yeah, the dude's super cool. He's trying to make the channel here grow, so it'll be fun. I have it misspelled in my phone, so it's not like, you know. Most of the time, it doesn't matter that I have it misspelled. So, you know. I blame it on people not having easy names. If it was like Mary or Sue, we wouldn't have had this trouble. All right, so the colors on the left side, there's an orange, yellow, and a pink. Pink is the big one. So when I choose my color, I have my little thing. I was supposed to cut up more string. I did not get around to that. So we have 5 to choose from. I think the next one will have to be this sets of browns. Yeah, guys, that's seriously, just don't break the Kevin. It is what, 24 degrees outside? Is that what this says?
Currently 25, but it was like 23 earlier.
So this is something of a cold spell for Singapore, where it's 27 degrees in the office, and I'm not running an air conditioner. And I'm I'm actually feeling a little bit on the cold side. So yeah, it does feel like a winter day of sorts.
We slept without air conditioning last night.
Yeah. Oh, Rara's here. See, I hate not having the thing to like announce the stuff that comes up on the screen because like I could totally miss it. And because Mandy's typing as opposed to talking, I don't catch on to what's happening because it's not talking in my ear.
Are you telling me to talk in your ear like the chat thing?
Well, you don't have to read everything, but like at least give me a heads up. Yeah.
So periodically I go heads up?
Sure.
Literally?
Or no, or somebody comes in and you say hi to that person, then at least, I know what's going on.
Oh. That's going against every instinct in my body.
And yet it seems so logical to me. Well, hang on.
I mean,
Let's
growing
see
up,
if
mom said that, don't speak unless you're spoken to. So when I'm being typed to, I type back.
All right, let's just try this.
There we go.
So I'm trying to open up the chat thing to see what it does, and it doesn't seem to be doing anything.
When we started last week, you switched it off because it had a weird background.
Yeah, so I'm trying to turn it on without having it actually on the screen. Because if at least talks to me, it's still good for something.
Sure.
But it doesn't seem to be connected to the YouTubes. Hang on, let's take a look. Profile. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be. Well, here, type something in the chat. Let's see if that's. Yeah. This is the second one, and this is no. This is the light. This will be the darkest. Yeah, it's not working at all now. I'll put it off to the side. We'll try it. Like come up with a clever how to make it go, but it's got the profile image, right? There was a guy in Singapore who did a 2025 and kind of made it look like it was snaking around, and people were losing their mind as to how he was able to pull this off. It was pretty cool though. I'm trying to get the string that I'm replacing the colors with out. Oh, this song is so hilarious. Bitch and Betty is back. Hello. Why is... Okay. So we're replacing the dark blue with the light brown. So just to add to the whole skill level here, where the other one was kind of a light to dark, this one's a dark to light. So it's like changing the strings kind of, it just doesn't line up the same, which is making it just that little bit extra difficult.
Why did my message not appear?
I don't know. How have we got so few people over in the vertical stream? Hello, vertical people. It's always so confusing when there's more than one stream going on. Especially when I don't have the chat thing working, because at least then people understood when I was answering questions that were posed from the other stream. By the time we get to the second, well, or third set of boxes, as this thing goes further on, it's just going to get so complicated. Because like right now, I kind of have track of what's going on with the colors, but it's obviously, it's just going to keep getting weirder and harder as we go forward. And Rainbow had a good comment earlier about typically granny square things like this is about using up whatever little bits of leftover yarn that you have. And I'm kind of doing the direct opposite of that. I'm using up so much string trying to produce this one pattern to make it look like it's scrap. I'm actually dumping tons of floss into it. So here's the part that we already have together. And so now I'm going to kind of clip this up here and get this to join together with what we already have. So, yeah, many clips work wonders. Da-da-da-da. My Spotify just decided, oh, you know what? I see a phone here. Let's just play there instead. Not what I wanted. All right, what am I missing in chat now? Yeah, this is going to turn out really, really cool. Pretty stoked. Yeah, where the strings are doubled, it just takes a lot more concentration to make sure that I'm going over the right strings and that they're in the right pairings. It's really crazy. So yeah, bearing the pairs underneath a number of knots makes it so that way after it's been trimmed, it can't back up and come undone because of like going through the laundry or stuff like that. Like it's meant to be able to hold together really, really well. And it's one of the things that like I try to teach because I want people to have things that they can be really proud of that'll last them, you know. Normally though, I'm not replacing strings just because I want to make it different colors. It's because the string is running too short and I'm replacing it. But in this instance, yeah, I'm trying to do something pretty intensive. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll have 6 loops together. That means there's only 2 more to add onto this before it then becomes a cylinder. The 2 ends will come together. Man, I sweat a little bit every time it comes time to lop off a string. I was so scared of like cutting too much. Trick it, trick it, trick it, trick it. It's tricky to rock a rhyme, to rock a rhyme. It's right on time and tricky. All right, Betty, hopefully you have a good day. Enjoy work. It's Saturday, right? Like most everybody else has still, it's still Saturday.
It could be retail.
That's true. That's no fun. All right. So trimming off the little loose ends of the ones that are being replaced. Yeah, I've had a few jobs where I work Saturdays. Not all, but some. So I closed off the door into this room to try to make it soundproof in case my father-in-law started making a bunch of noise or something. And it feels like it's getting, yeah, it is. It's getting warmer. It's like super chilly outside, but I've somehow managed to make it so I can't open up my windows to enjoy that. So working out the strings that are leaving now. That was one of them, the dark blue there. Yeah, the whole style of this thing is just absolutely wasting so much string, but the effect is really cool. Yeah. Oh, you can't eat, no doubt, you're indeed. So the red one's going to be out. All right. These two strings are a different length, and it always throws me off. I'm trying to pull and string through when that happens. All right. Yeah, this is a lot harder than most things I've ever made. So yeah. I'm using embroidery floss that I got through AliExpress. It's called the Factory Store. Really great guys. They have gotten my order through every time, like in a timely manner, and yeah, pretty cool. I really don't think there's another kind of string that would really work for a project like this, because like yarn is like a little too stretchy. It would start out okay, but like the further along you got, the more it would start to thin out and get weird. So yeah. So yeah, so you're a crocheter, so you get the idea that this is supposed to look like granny squares. But like Rainbow pointed out, the major difference is granny squares typically use up scrap string, and I'm making strap string. Florida, nice. The Sunshine State. Yep, I got another one of those ones. Hang on. The strings aren't even. What sunshine? Yeah, well, we've had crazy rain for the last couple days here, and it's lowered our temperatures to what I could almost consider a bit chilly. Yeah, DMC floss is nice if you can get it at a reasonable price. Because I'm buying in bulk, I get a bit discounted. So about 7 cents a skein. I don't think I could find DMC for that kind of price. When you're using like this thing here will probably use 100 skeins or more. So yeah, when you're dealing with as much floss as I am, $1 a piece just is a little bit too much. Mind you, if DMC wants to go ahead and sponsor me, I will gladly switch over. But until then, yeah, I just can't do it. It's just... I mean, it did it again. Hang on. My music started coming from my phone again. Yeah, so I'm making bracelets, few a week. Oh, well, thank you. That's awesome. Thank you. Okay, so wait, it's the light one that goes out. Yeah, this has got to be one of the harder ones I've ever done, and it's wasting so much floss. I really kind of feel bad about like how much, like this is a pretty decent sized piece, but it's already did what it's supposed to do, and I put aside the other strings. Okay. Green comes out. Yeah, I'm just ever so fearful with these scissors. It does feel a little bit like a meditation. Something's wrong. Oh, something is wrong. need to see what happened back here. I didn't make the green turn the corner right. It was going so smooth, but fortunately, I'm really good at seeing when something doesn't appear right. So yeah, this one was supposed to turn back. And this one goes this way. So this rusty red one is coming into these instead. Wow. That was awesome. Thank you, somebody anonymous. 420, that's fun. Oh, that came in my ear. Wow, well, thank you. That is greatly appreciated. That's actually a good amount of floss, to be honest with you. So to make this more like a granny square, there is no gray knot in the center of this little diamond. It's like a hole right there. And I think it helps to add to that sort of sense that it's more like a crochet and less like knots. Oh, I think I did the same thing with the green over on this side. I've got a brown coming inwards. That's not right. Yeah. Oh. Well, Gaga was the thing. Well, thank you so much again. I can't even tell you like how like just little gestures like that. Like I've got the YouTube membership, right, which is like $5 a month. Well, it's $5 Singapore. I don't know what that is in the US. $4. But like having that is pretty neat, I think. Because I do live streams during the week while I'm actually working. So yeah, I try to give as much value as I can with the whole process. But to just do a tip, yeah, that's really cool. There we go. Yeah, the hard part about this is like, because I'm only making the bag on Saturdays, you know, I was in a really good rhythm. Everything was working really well with this. And then a week goes by and I worked on all kinds of other stuff. And coming back to it, it's like, yeah, I'm a little bit off my rhythm. So yeah. Mug knots? That's nice. That's fun. Yeah, I went with Not Just Knots because of a conversation back in the 80s where somebody was just like, oh, so they're just like knots? I'm like, well, it's not just knots. And I thought, that's kind of fun play on words. I like that. I will remember that. So this is a kind of a nice square. Like this square is like light green to dark green. The darker being in the middle. Go ahead and bring this light green down a little ways. So Gaga, do you still get into making bracelets, or are you mostly crocheting now? Honestly, I'm kind of fearful. If I ever learned to crochet, I'm not sure how quick I'd want to come back to doing knots, because there's so many things that you can do with crocheting. It's a pretty amazing thing. Mind you, though, the few times I tried to do it, I couldn't get the tension right. I always ended up having it like too tight. It made it so I couldn't get the hook back on through. And yeah, I remember my mom made doilies, like some of the most complex kind of things ever. Really lacy sort of stuff. Yeah, I could never quite get the hang of it. I did needlepoint, um, Bargello, which is just another needlepoint. Um, Knitting. I started knitting when I was 14. Can't do that here in Singapore, though. It's just way too warm. As soon as it starts to become a little pile of stuff on your lap, it's like, nope, too sweaty, too gross. Knitting is awesome when you're like in frozen land, you know, like middle of winter and making stuff. All right. So now these 6 are all joined together. So now take the clips off. So we have the whole great big bundle. And that goes off to the side for a minute. While I bring in the next one. Yep. Just double checking the colors to make sure that that's the right one. It would be nice if we get all of the pieces joined together tonight. I think it's going to work out that way. Not overly certain about such things. I'm not sure I kind of like the colors of this one as much. They're like, so we got like a teal as the main color, the outer color, and the farthest in the center. But the dark blue and the purple are so dark in color, they're not giving much contrast to the gray. I mean, on their own, they're great colors, but it's just to go along with that gray, it's just kind of not fantastic. But I guess the squares have to be as different as possible for this effect to work, so I guess it's not the worst thing. Weird. So yeah, earlier in the week we were having trouble with streaming. That seems to have sorted itself out. Everything seems to be working now. Anybody experiencing lag where it just kind of pauses and drops for a bit?
Seems fine.
Yeah. I played with the settings. I tried to reduce it down as if I didn't have a good computer. Tried to take whatever things I could. I'm not sure if it's going to affect the quality of the stream, but from where I stand, it seems to be doing all right.
But you're not standing.
I could be. You can't tell. You can only see this much of me. So, yeah.
No, I can tell. You would never be able to keep that still if you were on your feet.
All right. We got a pink, orange stuff on this side. We got browns and a light blue on this side. All right, I've got 4 things. Hang on. Let me pick up the little mess that I created when I dumped all the strings out before. So these are the ones we have left to choose from. I think these 2 are excluded because there's already purple in here. So this or this, I guess it's this one. Speaking of standing up at the desk, I was standing up at the desk earlier and I got out those little half ball things and was standing on those to try to, I don't know, exercise a bit. I can't find my wobble board though. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. I just can't find it.
The big wooden one?
Yeah. Do
How
you know where it is?
that? No, but how do you do something so big?
Um, uh, this is so much work, guys. There we go. So we got that side done. I seem to be back onto the roll of getting this the right way, but I don't like saying that out loud. I'm afraid that that's just a sign that I'll do it wrong. It's coming together, I think. So one of the things that we were talking about last week about this is it doesn't matter which way I put the colors to go into the next series as long as I'm consistent. So like I did the purple first on this side, so I have to make sure that that's what I do on this side as well. It's the little things like that that really matter a lot. Making sure that the turns corners is another big one, or like bearing the string in the right way. There we go. Another square down. Okay, I'm going to slide this over to the left a bit. Okay. So at least this square seems to be a brighter, sunny, happy bunch of colors. So I'm kind of fortunate. Mandy helped me pick out the colors to the little box that I have, and that I have enough to at least cover us for this week. But I'm going to have to go back through the airplane trolley and look at all my floss and figure out what other combinations we can pull off. Cool. Oh, we got like a little more than 15 minutes before the puzzle game. Do we have enough people here for that? Not even sure if there's enough of you guys to make the game worthwhile. You know, this has got like a really nice contrast going on. It's a little bright pink, and we got an orange and a yellow, kind of sunshiny yellow. Right on, right on. Oh, random tip of the office here. Earlier today, I took a bottle of that I had like laying around. It's from like this tonic stuff that I drink that's supposed to help make sure that like I have better circulation and less back trouble. Anyways, nice big brown bottle. I cut it. I got like this tool from AliExpress that's supposed to make it so you can cut a bottle in half, and it worked. It actually worked, and now my office plant has got a self-watering flower pot. I'm all excited. I'm hoping that it makes it flourish because it's a fern, so it likes lots of water. But it'll be a little bit better off than it was before. Like before, it was like a spongy sort of medium it was growing in, and just sitting in water. So now the roots will be able to breathe a little bit better, and yeah, pretty cool. Really excited. I've been wanting to do it for ages. Yeah, so basically planning for something as complex as this is obviously quite the undertaking. Um, if you're wondering how I did it, you can take a look at the web page that I have for this particular one. So here's what the web page looks like. So there's the where I was building the pattern, and this is what the pattern looks like. And you can click on that, and it gives you a spreadsheet. And then I laid out the colors. So this was the first, the second, you know, what goes to the left, what goes to the right of each one. So this is the first square, and it goes through the whole series until it gets to eighth one, and then this goes back to one. So back here on one, it was these colors here on the right, and down here, it's those colors on the left. And yeah, it took. I literally had to use these images here to make sure that I put everything together in the right way. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't been doing any kind of gatekeeping and making it hard for you guys to actually pick up on how to do this. It's all there in the details of like the web page and stuff. Because yeah, I want other people to have a try at doing this sort of thing. Would I recommend making the colors change every time? No, no. That's bumping up the level to insanity, and yeah, I don't recommend it. But for me, I was picturing that if like each one of these columns was like a column of a set of colors, I thought it kind of would take away from the whole granny square idea. The only way that it would kind of made sense is if I limited the colors instead of doing like 8 or 16 different kind of sets of colors. If I reduced it down to like one group, then it would make sense. There's like granny squares where people have done it just to one color scheme. But I was like, I don't know if I really wanted to go that quite like that route. You know what I mean? Like it's not. Um, I kind of like how like the gray makes sort of a, it's like a hashtag with like extra things on it. Right? It comes out in like 3 instead of 2. I like that. I wonder if Just String Things is going to show up here. I'm kind of worried for her. She's out in LA, right? They've had fires recently in LA. I don't know, like LA's huge.
They're still burning. But
Yeah, LA's. I'm hazarding a guess, but I think LA is actually bigger than Singapore. It's a really big city. Are you chasing an imaginary treasure? Over the top, dedicated, strong enough to keep long. I love this line in this song. It says that mountains are enormous, but they all have a top. It's up to somebody with a dream to come and reach them. It's kind of neat. Is it staring at you? Your lucky dime you didn't mean to spend. See it again. Oh, so I think I have to make this a little bit longer because the bag is going to end up having a square-ish base. I'll bring in like every other one because there's 8 of them. So because it's kind of a squarish base, if the bag is too shallow, basically it would be almost impossible to store anything in it. So I'm going to have to make it a little bit longer just to make it turn out nice. If that makes any sense. Alternatively, there could be a just like fold it in half and make it be really flat. But then I don't think you'd be able to hold much in it at all. Of course, I have to be cautious because if I make it too big, Mandy will hate it, and then it'll sit in a cupboard forever. It's happened. There's a fine line between too small and too big. Wow. It's really coming together. So we have some pink inside of this other one that's over to the side here. It won't be right up against each other, but they're good. They're close. I've been trying to get the colors to sort of be better sorted against it, but you know, there's only so many colors you can work with. All right. Kind of taking a look here at how wide it's going to be. It's a really small bag. I mean, it's big enough for phones and stuff. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough if it gets used. It's the final diamond. Send the poor. Everybody's going to the party, have a really good time. It's the sunset, blowing out the sunshine. Why don't presidents fight the war? Why do they always send? Why don't presidents fight the war? Why do they We send the pole. Why they always send the pole? Why they always send the pole? Okay, I've got 3 color choices palettes to choose from. That one's brown. These ones are red. I guess I'm gonna go with the purple one. Do you have a double down? That's the one thing I kind of like from KFCC. Oh, well, that's convenient. Cool. Just realized that I didn't get a break at 11:30 like I normally do, because that's where I take my meds. There we go. So now I bet you that we poor Amazon dude, the hair on the back of his neck is all raised up. He has no idea why, but he's scared. Put up some of the We'll have to put it away. So when it's stretched across, it seems really, really big. But when I fold it in half, it suddenly becomes a whole lot smaller. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, this is so difficult. Oh, wow. So on top of changing out all the colors to each one of the diamonds, I will at some point probably have to change out some of the dark gray because they're just getting used like big, long rows. Yeah. Well, this one's a teal, a light brown, and a darker brown. A really light teal, though. Really cool. Well, the crazy part is this, we're almost at the end where like I joined the two ends together, but in no way does any of this get any easier. It's crazy. One of the advantages of an actual granny square is that you can put them all together and then range them to whatever kind of, you know, if you see two darks, you know, you can have them separated, you know, away from each other. But doing this the way I'm doing this, there's, you know, I couldn't just say, oh, I don't want these next to each other or something, you know, like it's, you kind of have to like make it all up in your head first and then just kind of run with it. Now I can be a little bit more selective as I add the colors on, but yeah, I don't get to move it if I suddenly decide I don't like those pairings very well. Oh, new person. KM Honeycutt. Did you find um the inspiration was somebody sent me the pattern, but doing this monstrosity is all my own. Do I? Hang on. Yeah, I don't have the pattern number for the original. But yeah, there was like a singular thing. That's a good point. I should know what the have the pattern number on the webpage. But yeah, mixing up the colors and stuff, that was all me wanting to do something crazy. Oh, cool. Yeah, I tried to make this look as much like Granny Squares as I could. I'm kind of even trying to pick colors that are kind of have more of a 70s vibe to it, because I feel like that was like the time when Granny Squares were really the rage. Um, but it's difficult. Like the colors in embroidery floss aren't quite like yarn. Plus, I only have like so many to choose from. Wow. So each one of these is 3 colors, and there's 16 of these squares so far. So I don't know how many that is. 16 times 3?
48.
Yeah, so I got 48 different colors plus the background color of gray. Hang on. Trying to. All right, I need something about 14 cm wide. Too big. Doesn't seem to have anything close to the right size for this. Let's try this one. No. See if I can't get it to squeeze together right, it'll distort the diamond. Let's see what else I got. need to cut this down to size. Because I didn't have the pieces already together, I didn't have what I needed to do this yet. This should work. Yes. All right. I can connect it now. I keep a lot of scrap stuff just in case it has to be done, like, you know, like what I just put together. All right. So now all of our pieces are becoming a cylinder. And at this point, it occurs to me that it basically gets a lot harder because while it's nice and flat, it's sort of easier. I can't explain why. It just is. And so now I can see where the reds are. They've come together. All 8 of the diamonds. They there was a big fear in my heart that like getting the colors to line up and come all the way around and like not make a mistake. Terrorizing, absolutely. But it all came together. Yeah, see, that's what I was just saying. When you have actual granny squares, you get to spread them out and you get to make the choice, you know, where you want things to go. And if 2 of them are too close together in colors, you can separate them. Huge advantage. But doing what I'm making here, it's all one solid piece. It's going to be something that will really hold up. So this is going to be a handbag that I'm going to give to my wife. And yeah, it should turn out pretty cool. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the actual granny squares is so different than trying to fake it with knots. Hang on. Need Right. Well, so I'm changing out the colors of the strings each time I make a square. Before I finish out the square, I replace it. So there is no, like, I don't have a set number of how many squares are going to get made for this project, and it all works downwards. They all are attached and working downwards. So it's really different than making squares in advance and then somehow stitching them together. Like, what holds these together is the knots that join everything. So it's really different from crocheting. Crocheting, I would say it's easier, but I can't get the hang of it. So I guess maybe not. Right. Well, this is going to be a bag, so it's I've already got it into the form of a cylinder now. That was the whole getting the board, was to keep it so that way I'm not accidentally tying knots with strings from the back area. But yeah. There is such a pile of string here. It's insane. Like, looking down kind of off camera, there's just so much string. Have a good one, Rara. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing this for much longer. Once I finish this diamond, I think I'm done for the night. I like this square, this really dark, kind of rusty red, and then 2 shades lighter. Kind of fun. Struck by you. Yeah. I pretty much like all the projects I get started on. I have to admit though, this one is, as far as difficulty goes, a lot harder. And so it would be like one of the ones where, like, if I wasn't into doing the streams and stuff, I could see like kind of giving up and be like, nope, too much. But I feel like I've got a whole bunch of people out there watching who want to see like the outcome. And so I feel like an obligation to them. So yeah, I can hate it and still be motivated because of everybody else. I've had a few projects that were really hard. I made a bag with this elongated arrow that took like 3 months to do. That was rough. Yeah. Thank you, Rainbow. Cry, not boy, cry. Give us the tears. My fingers hurt. Help. So this is, each loop has 24 strings and there's 8 loops. So 24 times 8 is what? Just short. Wait, 24. Just short of 200? Like 196 or something? 196 strings that are being tied into little knots. And then at some point, I keep changing out all the colors. Right. Have you got the binoculars out there, Rainbow? Mandy, did you tip off the Amazon dude to keep going around the block?
I've had one of those where I was stalking the ninja van dude and he just kept going around and around the estate. Like on the map. And
Right.
I'm like, when are you gonna get here?
He's a ninja. He can't let you know that. Wow, wait. So, Honeycutt, where are you at that you get that much snow? I originally come from land where there used to get snow, but I haven't heard of anybody getting that big of a snowstorm this early. I guess not really early, January, but still, that's kind of brutal. Ohio. Oh wow. Yeah, I was from Detroit, so I don't miss the cold. I don't miss the snow. It's like right now it's about 74 degrees outside. So yeah, I'm good with that. Wow. All right, there we go. This is where I end it tonight. It's all joined together. It'll make for a cool photo. Yeah, we take the clips off and then show off what we got done so far. So basically, like if I do a squared off base, this is kind of what it'll be like. So I just have to find out from my wife how long she wants that to be. And yeah, got a ton of string here. Absolutely just a monstrous amount of string. And it's just going to keep getting, replaced with new ones. So it is kind of is what it is. But there we go. Before I go, I want to thank my YouTube members who make all this stuff possible. It's these guys who, through their contribution, helps me to buy the embroidery floss that I'm using. And yeah, I couldn't do it without their help. So guys, thank you so much. Oh, I have a schedule. A button for schedule? There it is. This is my schedule for the week. I will be live streaming for 3 days this week. And yeah, all you gotta do is become a member. You can come join, watch what I'm making, chat with me, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah. Yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you guys had fun watching it. I am really stoked. I'm kind of looking forward to some new color combinations to put together for next week. So sorry, guys. Have a good one. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.